Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Harakak Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, Barak means blessed, and Atah means you, and Yahweh is the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay. And double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, okay, the teachers of all Israel, man, who the Lord's dealing with. All right. So anyway, I want to do this quick lesson. Okay. I had a thought about with all the things that's going on. Okay, before you know it, the Great Depression, not the Great Depression, but rationing, food rationing is going to come to the U.S. Okay, and they're setting up. Okay, they're setting up the framework to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And food rationing is ultimately going to be one of the things that's going to be regulated by the market of beasts. If I'm wording that how I want to say it correctly, but what I'm trying to say is, you ain't gonna be able to get You ain't gonna be able to get those rations unless you have a market of beasts. Okay, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell or anything like that. So me and one of the brothers was talking about rationing. Food rationing and things of that nature, and it came to mind that the last time that the food rationing really came big into effect in America, if I'm not mistaken, if there was another big event like this, then may somebody correct me on the comment board. But the first thing that came to mind was World War II and the Great Depression of that time. And the things that were implemented in order to manage the way food was rationed out during that time. Okay, and so it just kind of brought to mind the different executive orders and things of that nature that was, that's been put into place. So I'm gonna start. Let's see here. So there's this video which let me mute it, and then there's also this video. So this video, I'm probably not gonna play it necessarily, but as you can kind of see, it says here how to use your ration coupons. Okay, and this says it's the color version, which just the quality of the video is just too good for it to be, from that era. But it's cool or whatever. But basically during that time, okay, which let me see. I'm gonna read some of these articles. Okay. How the Great Depression still shapes the way Americans eat. It's not exactly what I wanted. Let's just go into this one, right? This says sacrificing for the common good, rationing in World War II. Okay. Now let me make sure. I don't know if this was. I may be mistaken on the way I'm wording this. Let me see. Great Salakia. Great Depression. When was the Great Depression? Rationing. Americans learned as they did during the Great Depression. Okay, so Salakia. So it was similar to the Great Depression. That's what it was. Okay, which I think I got this open already. Yeah. Okay. So Salakia, it resembled the Great Depression in the way that people had to ration. Okay, and I believe, let me make sure I get it here. Okay. Great Depression. Okay. So that ain't that far down. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this. It says, and as you can see right here, right, it says a bas relief. I think it's a brass relief panel on the World War II memorial in Washington D.C. depicts farmers harvesting wheat while a soldier leans on the tractor's wheel. Okay, and this is pretty much what's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Okay, there's different things that have been set into place for America, Babylon the Great, okay, the military to be able to confiscate different rations, okay. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, okay. So, as you read here, it says during the Second World War, Americans were asked to make sacrifices in many ways. Rationing was not only one of those ways, but it wasn't a way Americans contributed to the war effort, okay. When the United States declared a war after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States government created a system of rationing, limiting the amount of certain goods a person could purchase, such as gasoline, butter, sugar, milk, or ration, because they needed to be diverted to the war effort. So that was the excuse they used. We need these supplies to help the troops out. So you you regular citizens don't need to have as much. Okay, and that's one of the things that they said. Okay, war also disputed trade, limiting the availability of some goods. Now, hey man, that's a lot of goods that's gonna be limited. One of the brothers was saying, like, man, where he worked at, he was just looking at a label and it was like, oh, this came from Nicaragua or whatever it was. It's like, this came from a whole nother country, and it's like, yeah, man, a lot of our goods come from other places. Things you wouldn't even think come from another place, they come from another place, man. For example, the Japanese Imperial Army controlled the Dutch East Indies, today Indonesia, creating a shortage of rubber that affected American production. So, that was one of the things they controlled. So that reduced what we was able to get because they had control over that trade route. Okay, so there was on August 28, 1941, President Roosevelt's Executive Order 8875 created the Office of Price Administration. The OPA's main responsibility was to place a ceiling on prices of most goods and to limit consumption by rationing. Okay, and so that book, that video talks about how to use your coupon book, your coupons. Okay, your ration coupons. Well, this is the order that helped to put the ration coupons in place. Okay. All right, they could purchase with a ration card. Other ration cards developed as the war progressed. Ration cards included stamps with drawings of airplanes, guns, tanks, aircrafts, ears of wheat, and fruit, which were used to purchase rationed items. They rationed automobiles, tires, gasoline, fuel, coal, firewood, nylon, silk, shoes, Americans. So let's read the scripture, because ultimately, this is what they're going to put into play. Okay, let's pull it up. I had it on another window, but I'm going to just get it over here. Okay. Revelation 13, and we're gonna get to the point. And 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so what's going on right now is, okay, they're setting up an infrastructure for this to come to fruition, for this to come to pass. Of course, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, his word is not going to go out void. So he's allowing these devils to set up an infrastructure to be able to bring this to pass. Okay. And it's going to be to a point where, just like they did during this time where they implemented, they had the soup lines. Okay. They had the soup lines. They had the little different coupons. You gave them your coupon, and then, see, this is a key word to it. Let's see. To the stamps. Learned that they did. Okay, Americans learned as they did during the Great Depression to do without. Sacrificing certain items during the war became a norm for most Americans. It was considered a common good for the war effort. Okay, so I'm trying to find this other one. Okay, important. Okay, yeah, so this is going more into it. Okay. This is another article from the History Channel. Okay, it says it goes into World War II. Okay, and it says that I want to get a key point in here. I just want to get the key point. It says every American was entitled to a series of war ration books filled with stamps that could be used to buy restricted items along with payment. So you would have to have these stamps, and you would still have to pay. So the stamp was like represented the chip. You got the chip. Okay. Except for nowadays, the payment's going to be already on the chip. They're going to do away with cash, and you're going to be able to pay with the chip. But back in the day, you would have to have those stamps, and then you would still have to pay. So without them stamps, you couldn't buy. You see? So they already kind of did that back then, but that wasn't the mark of the beast, because it wasn't in your right hand or your forehead. Now they have facilitated where it can be digital, and you can get that chip in your right hand or in your forehead, and you can use that to pay. See? So this is coming again. Something similar to this is going to come again, where you, like I said, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. So how else is he going to implement that? How else is he going to implement it where you ain't going to be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast, without the chip? Okay, without the RFID microchip. Well, America's going to go into World War III. Okay, and he's going to ration out the food, and he's going to make it where it's like, look, if you ain't got the chip, if you don't take this method of payment so that we can easily keep you in our database without having to have a long paper trail, then you ain't going to be able to buy no food. So, and I'm speaking as a man, but he gotta have some type of way to implement the mark of the beast. So what better way than to issue a ration on food and make it where if you don't take the chip, you ain't getting no rations. What better way? All right. So let's get some more. So I was going into the executive orders that was put forth. Okay, that kind of brought it where the government can do this, man. So this is an article on Forbes. Okay, it says this article is more than 7 years old, but still, Obama's plan to seize control of our economy and lives. Okay, so let's just get to the nitty gritty. Okay, this 10-page document is a blueprint. So this is about Executive Order 13603, which I got it pulled up right here. It says this 10-page document is a blueprint for a federal takeover of the economy that would dwarf the looming Obamacare takeover of the health insurance, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is what's, specifically Obama's plan involves seizing control of, okay, all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, which I'm wondering, is that wording? See, can I, let's duplicate this, right? Duplicate this. Let's see if I can put that in here. Ingested. Okay, so right. General provisions. Okay, general provisions. So this basically gives these different people, right? The Secretary of State, blah blah blah. Let's go back up at the top. Earlier up here, it talks about Salaki. Scroll up because there's a lot of information in this. I may have it in. Let's get to it here. Adjust it. Then let's go back to this one, right? I think I had it kind of highlighted. Okay, so it talks about in this article, okay, national defense resources, presidential. Make sure it's the right one. Yeah, register. So basically, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna find it here, but it basically gives these different groups, okay, certain power. Loan subsidy, section 401. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Employment of personnel, labor requirements, Secretary of Labor. So basically, Salakia, it's a lot. This I don't like going too much of this stuff because there'll be a lot of stuff. But basically, this kind of gives these different people that'll be set over certain areas. It gives them certain controls. Okay, it gives them certain authorities. All right, certain authorities. So when you read section 801, which is right here, says part of the things that can be taken over. Okay, definitions in addition to the definitions in 702, blah blah blah. So part of the stuff that can be taken over is food resources, okay, fertilizer, energy equipment, the head of each agent's health resources, national defense offsets. Water resources means all usable water from all sources within the jurisdiction of the United States that can be managed, controlled, and allocated to meet emergency requirements, except water resources does not include usable water that qualifies as food resources, which they've already outlined. Food resources, all things that can be ingested, and there's a lot of wordage and all type. I don't even want to, you start going into it and you be like, God, dog, but as you can see, man, it kind of goes into it here. And let me see, let me type in this, right? Because I saw the word in here. Okay, president. Okay, look at that, 144. All right, so let's go down. Okay. Yeah. A lot of presidents in here a lot of times. Okay. Listen to the president. So I'm trying to get to the point where these different people. Okay, yeah. Okay, loans to reduce current or projected. Okay, yep. Critical technology items or materials essential for the national defense. The head of each agency engaged in procurement for the national defense is delegated the authority of the president under section 302. So each one of these people, in these different positions are delegated let's get that word. Okay, they're delegated the power of the president. Let's get that again. It's a lucky for that little, area of where I was trying to find the information again, because there's so much stuff in these articles, man. But hey, why do y'all watching? Y'all should remember, certain keywords. So, as you can see, it says the head of each agency engaged in procurement for the national defense is delegated the authority of the president under Section 302. Okay, and then it also goes into each one of these. It says they're delegated authority of the president. So these people that are set over each of these sections, because it talks about people being set over the domestic energy supplies. The secretary of each resource department, when necessary, shall make the finding required under Section 101. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, man, it's a lot of wording in here. But that word delegated, it says entrust a task or responsibility to another person, typically one who is less senior than oneself, to send or authorize someone to do something as a representative. So, these different people that are put over these different little task force, they're given the power of the president to do these certain things, okay? And if the president has declared martial law, then those ambassadors of the president that'll be in these different positions will have that full authority to say, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, okay? So it's gonna be martial law, man. Let's see, let's get this. Let's see. Yeah. So like, let me get this precept now. This is more of an article based, Isaiah 13. Okay. And 14, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. So these heathens ain't sticking around for the shit that's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Once they see it going south, they're gonna dip to their own place. Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, so hey man, you be on the streets during the time when these different troops is roaming the streets, and they may not even be necessarily a U.S. troop. They may be troops from other allies, or who knows how it's gonna play out. But you found in the streets, in particular, hey man, brothers have had dreams, where they was running from the troops, and the troops was mowing people down. All that are found shall be thrust through, man, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So you consenting on the Esau, man, you through, man. Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Why? Because they ain't gonna have no mercy when they be rifling through these houses, man. It's gonna be like they do in these other countries where they come through, okay, and they take what they want, and they kill who they want, and they rape who they want, and they so on and so forth. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Okay, so yeah, people's houses is gonna be spoiled, man. They're gonna be taking over your resources, and then whatever you got, they're gonna take it. And you ain't gonna be able to buy them off, man. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And you ain't gonna be able to buy off these different troops once they hit American soil and they start doing their thing, man. Ain't nothing you can do. Okay. I'm gonna try to wrap this up here, because unless the Lord give me some more precepts, just a few articles, man. And I may not even go really deep into these different articles, just kind of just showing like, some of these articles have been put into play, in the past, man. This is an article, executive order 11004. Okay. And it just goes on to how they can, they can develop plans for the selection, acquisition, development, and disposal of areas for civilian uses in new, expanded, restored, or relocated communities. Expanded, restored, or relocated communities. So they can relocate your community if they want that space. Then they can relocate. So, it's just, and for the construction of housing for new or restored communities. So, hey man, it's just giving you the verbiage and just letting you know that they set it up already, and this has been going on for years. This one, I don't even know what year this came out. 1962. John F. Kennedy. Okay, February 16, 1962. So he put out that, he put out this, and this just gives them rights to do certain things, take over your community and move in military, move in some military, and move in the people that that took the mark of the beast into your neighborhood, man. And then this one just kind of gives them the ability to come in and take over. You see highways, roads, streets, bridges, tunnels, uh, production facilities. Okay, production and distribution of facilities for petroleum, solid fuels, gas, electrical power. So, like you see in this still photo, not here, or in this iron or brass carving or whatever you want to call it, the troop is leaning on the tractor, and the workers is working. And so you'll have troops become the new taskmasters. You know, the troops will come in, and they will the military will acquire your resources and say, "Oh, we taking over this farm, and and y'all just keep working under the government, for no pay, and we're gonna take y'all resources that y'all produce here, and they're going towards the war efforts." You see? So these are just some of the things, that we're moving towards in America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay. And so, Lord willing, if I remember, I'll put some of these articles in the description, and brothers and sisters, whoever watch the video can go and look at these different things. Yep. World War II, and we're going into the times like the Great Depression and also like World War II, man. And you can just kind of read some of the stuff they said, but the difference is going to be in these times, the people are not going to be, they're not going to be complacent. They're not going to lay down and just accept all this stuff. People are actually going to fight this. And so that's another aspect of things that we will see to come, is that, people ain't just going to lay down and accept it. And, like it was back then. Well, if it's helping the country, oh hell no, people ain't trying to hear that nowadays, man. It's gonna be riots in the streets, and because of these things, okay, I'll leave that open, and I may read a little bit more of that before I close it. But let me get this precept here, okay. Second Ezra 15 and 18. Let me see. Second Ezra 15 and 11. Second Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the word of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Most High, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. We speak in prophecy unto y'all, man. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Yeah, they don't believe. Verse 4: For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So you ain't credited. You ain't got. You see, this is the thing that got us, that's backing us up. It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, The scriptures talk about, us being justified when we speak it, man. Why? Because we speaking as the oracles of the Lord. We speaking these scriptures, we going according to prophecy, and therefore the Most High we're backed up because the Lord's word is true. His prophecies come to pass. It ain't not gonna come to pass. The scriptures say, then shall it be known that a prophet was among them. So long as we speaking these things, y'all ain't got no credit. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got no clout, man. We don't believe you. I don't believe you. And let's look this word up too. State of being unwilling or unable to believe in something, disbelief. Okay. Lack of unbelief, doubt, dubiety, mistrust, suspicion, cynicism, skepticism, wariness. What does credulity mean? To be too ready to believe something. Naivety. Yeah. Kind of make me want to look at it over here too. The online etymology. Because when I look at the word, and I see the one of the root words is credu, incredulous, unbelieving, incredulous, from not, formerly from religious belief, see, credulous. disposed to believe, not disposed to believe, uncritical with regards to beliefs, that easily believes, trustful, credere, to believe. See, credo, creed, creed, I believe. Damn. Yep, goes deep into believing. To believe, I believe. Faith, confidence, devotion. We can't have no faith and confidence in devotion in you because you don't believe. You see, we ain't trying to hear what y'all gotta say. Formula or statement of belief. Hey, there you go. So let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So we ain't gonna let the unbelief of y'all trouble us, man. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their works are fulfilled. So that's what's going on now, man. All right, verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, so the Most High is destroying this place, man. He's destroying this wicked place, man. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Most High, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Okay, and this is talking about spiritual Egypt, America, Babylon the Great. Okay, the scriptures tell us in Revelation 11 and verse 8, I believe, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the place which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, and that's talking about this place, America, Babylon the Great. Whether you believe it or not, don't make no difference. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So how you gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before? You know what I'm saying? And destroy the land thereof, okay? Right? And destroy the land thereof. Because he didn't destroy the land of ancient Egypt, did he? No, he just brought plagues upon them. That land still exists, okay, but this land, America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be wiped clean, man. Ain't nobody gonna live here no more. Except for little wild little beasts and little evil little birds, little hateful birds. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And we see plagues now coming out. COVID-19. These different things, you know. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail, and with a fearful constellation. And we get into the point that I wanted. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. See, World War III is coming, insurrection among men. Okay, civil unrest is coming. All this stuff is coming, which entails, okay, which includes people fighting against each other, man. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. So there's going to be sedition among men. Okay, a lack of respect for the government. Okay, get that word sedition. Let's get into etymology. Rebellion, uprising, revolt, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions. Okay, violent strife between factions. Okay, civil disorder, dissension, strife, rebellion, mutiny, going apart, separation. Okay, so all these things, man, all these things are coming, man. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning they're gonna do what they want to do. Okay, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted on that, man. You know, for the pride of these cities, for the pride of the people in these different cities, man, these cities is going to be troubled, and they're going to be locked down. They already are giving us the little a taste of the lockdown. Whether or not it continues or not, they're giving us a taste of it, and they've been practicing for this stuff, man. They've been doing little different drills, like when they did that whole Jade Helm. I think it was Jade Helm. Let me see. think they were flying around. You know what I'm saying? They was flying around those helicopters and stuff. You know, it was an MH6 Little Bird. So these military, military drills was going through the city. You see what I mean? Look at this, man. And I ain't trying to hear what the lady's saying, but as you can see, that's a military helicopter, man. That's a military helicopter in the inner city, man. Look, troops on the ground, hopping into the helicopter, flying off. Come on, man. Come on, man. They've been practicing for this for a while. Okay. Fully armed passengers, simulated gunfire and explosions. They practicing for urban warfare, man. Urban combat on the streets of America, man, because they plan this. They know what's coming, man. They know what's coming, right? So I ain't really trying to even.
In a panic, wondering what the heck was going on around 9 o'clock Monday night. It sure sounded like an attack, but it turns out it was just a drill. Social media erupted. This did not look like a drill at all.
It's because, it was a drill, but you see what I'm saying? They, yeah, man, they was practicing, man. They was practicing for how to handle the civil unrest and how to battle in these different key locations, man. Okay. So it ain't no surprise that they bringing this stuff upon the world, man. The cities is going to be trouble, man, and they're going to be locked down even further. So whether this is it or whether they do it in the future, so be it. And I'm pretty much going to wrap it up here. So as you can see, back to this little executive order, I'll read a little bit of this and I'm going to close it down. Okay, so, this is kind of some of the groundwork that was laid during Obama's administration. These are some of the things that can be seized, okay? All forms of energy, okay? All forms of civil transportation, all usable water, health resources, forced labor, so they can make you work. They can force you to work in order to keep supplies for the military efforts. And they would issue regulations and priorities and allocate resources. Each government bureaucracy shall act as necessary and appropriate. And we read in that executive order, they will be given the authority of the president. Okay, you see? Be sure much of this language has appeared in national security executive orders that previous presidents have issued periodically since the beginning of the Cold War. And then it goes into some more things down here and some more presidents who did different executive orders in the past where they kind of went beyond they went beyond their presidential rights. So I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to say all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakak. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Okay. And you few sisters that listen and learn in sincerity and truth. With that, I want to say shalom.